This is my introduction for my video essay, where I will be discussing the question I have selected, along with the meaning of the topic. The question is based on and ultimately answering the question with some key points backed up by evidence, sources, writers, articles etc. The question I chose out of the 5 was artificial intelligence and whether it is an existential threat. But first, what is artificial intelligence? A computer program is said to learn from experience E with respect to some class of tasks T and performance measure P. If its performance at tasks in T improves with experience E, Roy, 1980. In a more simple explanation, artificial intelligence is the term used for computer systems which require no input from a person and can perform tasks autonomously and can learn and improve itself. The reason I think this is a really interesting question is because the way technology is evolving so rapidly and computers are getting smarter by the second. If we don't start imposing boundaries for computers not to outsmart us, then artificial intelligence could potentially become a threat for humans in the future. As technology further develops, we really have to be careful how much freedom we give to scientists developing autonomous systems and other technologies that require no human input and can absorb learnt data, information and use all that learnt data to make itself smarter, because if we don't and we let scientists have all the freedom they want, things could go wrong. Just like what happened in 2017 with an experiment that was being performed by Facebook, where 2 artificially intelligent programs started having a conversation that scientists behind the program could not understand, like stated on the article, formed as a kind of shorthand, allowing them to talk more effectively. Agents will drift off understandable language and invent code words for themselves. Griffin, A. 2017. This is a very good example of what we could face in the future. A case where artificial intelligence becomes so advanced, we don't understand them, and to the point we can't simply just switch them off, like the case of these 2 artificial programs in the Facebook experiment. The other problem artificial intelligence could present, that could make it a threat to humanity, is replacing humans in workplaces, as they would be cheaper to run and more efficient, smarter and less likely to make mistakes that cost corporations big money. Just like the example given in Murray Shanahan's Technology Singularity, where he quoted, "But if human-level AI is achieved, then it will become feasible for machines to carry out such jobs, and to do so more cheaply and more effectively than humans." Murray, 2015. So in the future, if humans were to get replaced by artificial intelligence, where would that leave humanity and the society? Because if there are no jobs, how would money be made for survival? It would mean whole new domains of application and lead to entirely redefined lifestyles. Murray, 2015, meaning that humanity would have to build a whole new structure in society to accommodate the arrival of artificial intelligence taking over jobs, and this has to be a society where money isn't required and everyone has equal benefits. Otherwise it could cause an outburst if the society is unbalanced and the rich get richer and the lower part of society makes no progression and is stuck in the same loop. This could result in wars between the poorer citizens in the society fighting the rich for better rights, equality, which is definitely a threat to humanity. The other problem that could arise, that is definitely a threat in the future, is if artificial intelligence becomes so advanced that, for example, robot workers start demanding rights. The author Murray states, as long as they can be treated as slaves with moral impunity. Murray, 2015, which is the best way to avoid that problem rising, because if artificial intelligence is given too much freedom, these are the types of problems that could arise and potentially end the human existence. The other reason artificial intelligence could be a threat is if an autonomous weapon that uses artificial intelligence is obtained by the wrong hands and is programmed to kill. This could result in multiple wars, resulting lots of death, and as stated on this article by Tegmark, these weapons would be designed to be extremely difficult to simply turn off, so humans could plausibly lose control of such a situation. Tegmark, 2017. The article is referring to the fact that such weapons would not be easy to turn off since they are weapons to be used in war, meaning if they were easy to turn off, the enemy could easily breach the technology. So like Tegmark said in the article, control of the situation could easily be lost, instantly dooming humanity. The final verdict as of right now: artificial intelligence isn't a threat to humanity, but in the future there is a very slim possibility it could be. But right now or in the next 30 years or so it isn't, because technology still hasn't reached that peak in its progression. Although technology is getting advanced by the second and we have things like driverless cars on the rise, and although it still hasn't become mainstream, we have manufacturers like Tesla with cars that can drive their occupant to their chosen destination. Our smartphones is another great example of the leap which technology has made in recent years and is still currently making. They give us access to almost everything we need in just a few clicks. We can book flights, do the weekly grocery shopping, and these were all things we would need to shop for in-store a few years back. But back to the point of why artificial intelligence isn't an immediate existential threat. We also have to look at economy, because artificial intelligence is a field that requires a lot of money for development, and when the current governments are more focused on other problems within the society, the immediate development of artificial intelligence that could pose a threat to humanity is not imminent, and also the current laws in place prevent numerous artificially intelligent systems from reaching the mainstream public. If we go back to the case of Tesla, that's a prime example of an autonomous system that still isn't legal under our current laws. Although they have cars that have the autonomous feature that allows the cars to completely drive themselves with no human input, the system still hasn't been fully activated, because say if a crash was to happen when the car is on autonomous mode, then who is to blame? And there's another big problem for artificial intelligence and its development and more common use in the modern world, because the laws have to be redesigned for those types of occurrences, and only when those laws are sorted will artificial intelligence become more mainstream.